One Punch Man Season 2. This is episode 20 of One Punch Man, which was titled The Resistance of the Strong. And it was a pretty good episode. I really like this week's episode of One Punch Man. I mean, for the last couple of weeks, last couple episodes has been pretty boring in a way. The animation was not really good. The animation on here was decent in this episode, but man, this episode was pretty good. I mean, it was amazing. We start off with this week's episode of One Punch Man with Suiryu, that guy that won the tournament. He's getting a trophy and everything, because he won it and stuff. He won the fight against Saitama last week. So he's winning. So he's getting the trophy and everything. He's getting his prize, and then all of a sudden we see this monster. He comes up, and his name is Goketsu. So he comes up, and one of the guys actually heard his name before. They heard his name before, and he said, "Yeah, I was once a human." And everybody always wondered, well, they heard about how Goketsu fought, a monster or whatever. And they thought he got killed. But no, he never got killed by a monster at all. Apparently what happened was the monster took him in. So the monster came up and everything, they brought him in to the Monster Association group or whatever. They got him and he transformed into a monster. And why he transformed into a monster was because he knew how he said he got beat by these monsters and stuff, so he knew he wasn't going to be strong enough to beat any monsters. So to get more power and get more strength, he decided to go, to turn into a monster and everything. So that's what he did. And he apparently was the one that won the first ever tournament that had been having. He was the one that won the first ever tournament. That was a little bit of backstory about Goketsu, which was pretty cool and everything. So he grabs these things and he throws it down on the ground and says, if you eat one, you'll turn into a monster. And he said if you decide not to eat one and turn into a monster, he'll kill you. That's what Goketsu told everybody. And you see one guy pretty much hurries up and grabs one, he eats it, and he turns into a monster. He gets big and buff and everything. And then we see this one guy that Saitama beat I think it was like the first round of the tournament or whatever. He comes up and breaks the guy's neck, killing him. The guy that turned into a monster. And he said, well, you're too weak. So I'm going to take this opportunity. He grabs one. He turns into a monster. He looks like the devil pretty much. He got the horns and everything. Stuff like that, So he got the horns and, we see a couple of the people turning into monsters. Now, they decided to eat it because they don't want to die. They want to turn into a monster so they can live and everything and become very strong. So that's what they all did. And then we see, Suiryu pretty much talking to this girl, and he said, well, will you go on a date with me if I beat all these monsters? She said, yeah. And then he goes ahead and starts fighting all these monsters. He's killing a lot of them off, the people that turned into just turned into monsters and everything. He's killing them, beating them all and everything. And then that guy with the horns and everything was actually being like being a nuisance to him, pretty much giving him some trouble. He was having some difficulties, like the guy was trying to impale him with the horns and stuff, and he actually pulls the horns and everything, Suiryu does, and, he breaks the horns off everything and finally kills him and everything. So Suiryu's actually beating these monsters and stuff, but he got the hell beat out of him from the guy that had the horns and everything. He was ready to go fight Goketsu, and him and Goketsu's easily beating Suiryu down. He's beating him down senseless. The two heroes, Lightning Max and Snake, they easily got kicked away and everything. And Suiryu's asking for help and stuff. He's getting beat down and everything. And then all of a sudden, Goketsu pretty much said, well, go ahead and eat these, and turn into a monster with us. You already passed your limits as a human being, so you might as well turn into a monster and pretty much get more powerful, or I'll just straight up kill you if you decide not to. And Suiryu decides that he's not going to turn into a damn monster. That's what Suiryu says. And, Goketsu's like, okay, here you go. Throw him, breaks a lot of his bones, pretty much broken ribs and everything, and just throws him down on the ground. And you see these couple monsters, they like some monster crows, pretty much. Apparently it was his underlings, where he was a human, he was a master or whatever, and they turned into monsters as well. So they look like some ugly ass crows, pretty much. And he tells them, go ahead and kill Suiryu. And then we see Suiryu asking this one guy for help, and that guy was like, no, I'm not gonna help you. You passed your limits. I can see now that you passed your limits as a human being, and you cannot beat Goketsu or anybody. You cannot beat these monsters. So you know what? Since I know I can't surpass the human being limits, pretty much I'm going to turn into a monster. And instead of eating one, he decides to eat all those things, and he pretty much died after that. He tried to transform into a monster after eating all those, but since he ate way too much instead of one, he just straight up died. So yeah, it was a failed experiment. So yeah, that's what happened there. And then we cut to a scene with Garou and stuff, and we see Watchdog. Pretty much he beat a couple monsters, everything, and Garou spots him and everything. So this is the power of S-class hero. And Garou decides to go fight Watchdog, and them fighting everything, which was pretty good fight. But then we cut that from that scene going to the hospital, pretty much, where Moomin Rider and Tank Top Master was at. And Moomin Rider was fighting the monster and everything, and the monster takes down Moomin Rider, about to kill him. But then we see Tank Top Master pretty much come up from behind him and pretty much knock the monster out of the building, killing him. So yeah, that's what happened. So yeah, Tank Top Master saved Moomin Rider, which was pretty cool. So yeah, that's what happened there. And then we cut back to the scene with Suiryu at, and Suiryu's like still right there with all those crows about to kill him and everything. And then we see Snake and Max come up, and they said, we'll protect you because we're heroes and stuff. And they easily got taken out. Snake and Lightning Max easily got taken out. And Suiryu's begging, he's pleading for help. I mean, he killed the crows and stuff, but Goketsu and all them is about to kill him. And, we see Suiryu begging for help, begging for some heroes to come to help him, because he is so defenseless. He don't want to die. He wants to live. Suiryu's begging for heroes to come and save him and stuff. And everybody, and the monsters is like laughing at him, talking about, well, why are you begging? You had all this power, you had all this, all the money, all the fame, fortune, everything, women, everything. And we see you now defenseless, begging for help, for some hero to save you from all these monsters. That's what that monster was saying. And, and then he starts saying, well, since all that fame and fortune that you had, we'll just put you through hell and kill you and everything. So yeah, that's what the monsters are saying. And Suiryu is begging heroes to come and save him. But then, right when Suiryu's about to get stumped by Goketsu, we see Saitama pretty much rushing in, grabbing Suiryu, saving him, putting him to safety, and says, well, I'll save you. And Goketsu's like, who are you? And he goes like, oh, me? I'm just a hero for fun. And then the episode ends. So yeah, it looks like in next week's episode we'll see Goketsu versus Saitama in the fight next week. Definitely can't wait for next week's episode. But this week's episode of One Punch Man was pretty good. I really liked the little character development with Suiryu and stuff. It was pretty good. I really liked it. Pretty good episode. But yeah, it was a pretty great episode. I really loved it. The art and animation was okay. The story and stuff was pretty good. The story at least was pretty good. Yeah, the pacing, everything was pretty good as well. They finally started getting good pacing in it now, which was pretty good. But yeah, like I said, I really liked this One Punch Man episode. But yeah, season 2's been up and down, with the animation quality and everything, but in the story as well, a little bit with the pacing and stuff. But yeah, this week's episode was pretty damn good. I really liked it. One of my favorite episodes of season 2 so far. So yeah, probably like my second favorite for this season. But yeah, like I said, pretty good episode. Um, we seen Master Kingarochi. Pretty much, he was chilling, and he told one of the people, one of his servants, pretty much tell, to tell Goketsu to come back before some S-Class heroes got there. And Goketsu was about to go back where King Rochi's at and everything, and he tells one of the monsters, well, we gotta go and stuff, and, the monster don't listen and everything. And then Saitama showed up and everything else. So, yeah, definitely next week's episode, Saitama versus Goketsu in next week's episode. Definitely can't wait for that. But yeah, that's all I got to say about this week's episode of One Punch Man, episode 20. Great episode. I really liked it. I'll give it a 7 out of 10 stars. That's why I'll give it. Pretty good episode. But yeah, that's all I got to say about it. Like, subscribe to TNW Wrestling on YouTube. Subscribe to this channel, World of Chris 1800. Subscribe to my other channel, Chris Videos. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and Facebook. I'll be down there in the description box. So yeah, you can follow me on all my social media accounts. And I'll see you guys later until the next One Punch Man episode review. See you guys later until then.